Good morning, Alan.
Good morning, Jeff.
Hey, thanks for joining. And those that are watching, thanks for joining us for another coffee chat. We're always better when we're together, and we're glad that you're with us. Hey, apologies. It's Tuesday. Normally we do
Not
these
Monday.
on and that would be my fault. I scheduled my morning yesterday a bit too full.
I appreciate you falling on your sword, but I believe we had a scheduled time, and you texted me and said, "Hey, are you ready?" And I literally was driving to get breakfast for my son, who turned 17 yesterday. Totally gaffed you off on the time we committed to.
Yeah, well, happy birthday to Micah and your
Yep.
17th birthday. That's awesome. But we had some cool meetings yesterday. Our strategy call, our intro with Software Toolbox was yesterday morning, right around the time we normally would be doing our coffee chat. How'd it go, Alan? From your perspective, it was the first time
It was so much. It was so much more fun than I expected it to be. I've been interacting with John a little bit, but got to meet Wynn and Kevin. Wynn's their sales director and Kevin's director of marketing. Man, it is just amazing, Jeff, when we keep meeting these people that have a similar desire to serve, to be open, to be people of humility.
Yeah.
It was a great conversation. In fact, I mean, you had to drop off, but we got to stay on another half hour.
Okay.
We're meeting again next week. It's just, man, it's so empowering when it's like, yeah, I think this is going to work.
Yeah.
People want to come together to not just to benefit, but to really give back to the community. So I'm so excited.
Yeah, I agree. And I've worked on with Software Toolbox. Mainly, my interactions have been with John for the last 5 or 6 years. And John is the catalyst that introduced me to the team at Flow.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep. John and his team helped us in our product development with Axiom. So Axiom's symbol graphic library, actually, I believe Ignitions as well, comes from Software Toolbox.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been using that symbol factory since the early 90s.
Right. Yep. So there's many roads of mine have crossed paths with John, and getting to know him better and the rest of the team is going to be exciting. Funny you mentioned I had to drop yesterday. So the reason I had to drop was to have a meeting with another potential partner, and I'm really excited when we come into our next virtual workshop, June. What is it? Do you have the calendar? I think June 15th.
I have a calendar. I do not have the calendar that has the date.
All right, let me tell you real quick. I'll just look it up. But we're going to be announcing on the next run of virtual workshops, which is June 15th, and then the rundown on June 22nd. On June 15th, we're going to announce, well, not a new partner, not 2 new partners,
3,
not 3 new partners.
Come on.
Yeah, we're going to announce 4 new partnerships on June 15th. I'm blown away. Yeah. Completely humbled, leveled, and blown away. But with those partnerships, we're going to see the ability to do some really amazing things that are going to drive exponential growth inside of this community. So stay tuned. More fun announcements to come. But let's talk about the June 15th virtual workshop. Let's talk about Flow Software. Let's talk about Canary. And let's talk about Vertec. Our guides again, Chris at Vertec and Brandon at Vertec, are going to walk us through some pretty interesting enterprise level solutions.
Yeah, I'm excited about. We've been doing a lot of these workshops have been around, pulling the data in from something, getting it to a broker, getting some visualization.
Right.
Last one was really around, kind of that protection and cyber kind of feel. So I'm excited to move down that ladder, right, into the analytics and starting to get into, okay, how are we going to leverage this data and make it so it's monetary, so we can start actually extracting value from it? So super excited about it.
Yeah, I was thinking about it this morning. Chris and the team bring such a level of expertise from those large enterprise application projects that they do. And Chris and I were texting last night. He's thinking we're going to probably get some solar data, multiple sites of solar data, bring it into Canary from a site historian level, replicate that up to an enterprise historian, create an asset model. So standardizing on tag names, standardizing on structure from multiple sites. So get all of that data living in a single spot, and then watch how Flow is able to normalize and standardize that data and get it ready for advanced analytics and get it ready for data scientists to use. So think of Canary as the repository, and think of Flow as the analytics hub that is cleansing that data and getting it friendly, if you would, for advanced analytics for your data scientist team. So it's going to be a fun virtual workshop. We're going to talk a lot about how to scale very large tag count systems across multiple sites and enterprise architectures. So make sure you register for that. IntegrateLive.com will have that registration ready to go here by the end of the day. Hey, exciting. I didn't tell you this yet, but I've already heard back about July. Our July.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we're going all out in July for academia and education and factories of tomorrow. We're 3 different models. I was thinking about this. We're going to bring 3 different voices. Sorry about the siren. Somebody's having a
bad day.
Bad morning. Yeah. My perch here overlooks the main highway in Bentonville. The 3 different voices that we're lining up. So a true university program. So, right down there with engineering students, trying to work with them and prepare them for best practices for the job market. And then a collaboration of university and a series of local integrators. Another program that takes university on one side and takes partnerships of advanced manufacturers. Think Rolls-Royce, think Boeing, McLaren, Airbus, and essentially their role in all of this is to take what's happening on the academia side and prepare those concepts for manufacturing environments. So TRL scale, it's your technology readiness level, and it's measured from a 1 to 10. And typically academia has these ideas, but they don't have capacity, funding, or time to harden them for your manufacturing production environment. So they're very low on the TRL scale. They're like 1s and 2s and 3s. Meanwhile, TRL scale for manufacturers, in order to get it into a production environment, needs to be at an 8 or a 9 or a 10. Well, how do you advance that through that spectrum? So this organization, they exist to do just that. And so we'll hear from them. And then finally, we're going to also be talking to a integration firm that has partnered with a local university to build a factory of tomorrow that's going to be used to help them sell more integration work, as well as provide a space for academia to bring up tomorrow's stars in engineering. So
awesome. So we're going to have a 4-hour workshop, huh?
It's going to be completely different than anything we've done to date. It's going to still be a virtual workshop. It's going to be less technical demo because, again, we're going to kind of pull back and say, hey, let's talk about the factory of tomorrow from 4 different viewpoints of how we can immerse tomorrow's engineers and today's engineers in what to expect in the next 10 to 20 years coming from technology. So it's about integrating It's about integrating live the concepts, the thoughts, and the steps that the different models that we could use to expose new technology to the audience. So a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm super excited about the opportunity to start engaging with the education domain and the universities and doing these things that have really been kind of that underlying current for us that we wanted to bubble up. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah. So what we might actually consider doing, this is just Alan and I's process. So you're watching us now, how we kind of plan these things. We might actually just do a double rundown.
Yeah.
What if we brought in some STEM students? What if we brought in some university students, some folks pursuing their masters, and heard from them, and what do these programs mean to them? What opportunities do they see on the horizon? We could just do a double rundown edition.
Yeah, I'm down for the double rundown.
Double rundown. We'll never have an episode 5 of a virtual workshop.
Well, we get to decide, right?
It would be kind of a weird inside joke. Hey, remember virtual workshop episode 5?
Trivia. It's our first real trivia question, right? Okay. What happened in workshop 5?
All right, that's what we're doing then. We're going to do a double rundown in July. We're bypassing a virtual workshop episode 5. We'll call it the summer vacation edition.
There you go.
Easier to listen to in the car driving to Disney World, because you don't have to watch a screen. I like it. All right, that's what we're doing. You heard it here first. Should we take it to vote? All in favor?
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
All opposed?
All opposed.
Motion passed.
All right.
There it is. All right. Hey, as we wrap, tell me about your weekend. What did you get into?
Well, I ripped out carpet, laid some luxury waterproof vinyl.
That's nice.
In my office. So my son-in-law, daughter, and 3 grandkids left California, traveled back to the Southeast Asia as missionaries, and so once they were out of the house, then I ripped out some carpet, put some flooring down, moved my office, which never looked like it was in a garage, but I built a faux wall and made it so it looked like I was in a decent place. Now I'm actually back in the house. Got the AC controller behind me, which is amazing because today is going to be 100 degrees. Tomorrow's going to be 104 here in Bakersfield. So
wow. Okay. Welcome to summer.
So did that on Saturday. On Sunday, I got an opportunity to go and kind of bless some family friends, some of our Punjabi friends here in Bakersfield, and they decided that they wanted to put a kitchen in the garage. So they asked if I would come over and run an extension cord for their oven.
Yeah.
To which I said, yeah, as long as it's a number 8 3-conductor 220 extension cord, then yeah. So instead we went in the attic, pulled the wire down into the service panel, and got it back down into the wall where the oven's going to be, and I got to go back this afternoon and rough in all that electrical and do all that. So gonna be a fun day.
My
weekend,
weekend,
100 degrees.
My weekend not quite as much fun as yours. So that's my pickup truck.
A Chevy, right? Isn't that a Chevy?
That's not funny. That's my pickup. That's Colonel Mustard. I just call him the Colonel.
You say current or Colonel?
Colonel, as in like, in the observatory with the wrench.
Got it. Yeah.
And I was driving to church. I serve on the kind of production team at church. So early mornings on Sundays, usually like 6:30, 7. Drive into church, and I'm driving the Colonel. It's like daily driver status, right? Modern suspension. I've got disc brakes on the front. Ride's nice. Maintains highway speed. And all of a sudden, on the highway, 75 miles per hour, coffee in hand, hood came up.
You said the hood?
The hood. So fun fact, In 1973, Ford started putting secondary safety latches on their hood releases.
Yeah.
Fortunately, that's a 71. And
so let me ask you, I'm assuming this picture was not taken after that incident.
Oh, buddy. Afraid not.
Did you do any damage to the roof line?
It cracked the paint, so I'm gonna have to have it addressed, or I'm gonna suffer paint damage long term. Not a big deal, but I did find out as a result of this. Remember, I was on the highway. I did find out that I'm not apparently quite as trustworthy looking as I always thought I was.
Jeff, you could have asked. We would have told you.
I wasn't, so let's talk about the good things. Windshield didn't crack. I wasn't hurt. There was, it could have been really bad. And let's talk about the positives beyond. I got a nice 1.5 2-mile hike in Sunday morning.
Nobody would pick you up.
Nobody. The worst of it. And I've got to say, you got to find, when these types of things happen, you have to find a way to find the positive, right? Or you'll go nuts in life if you can't find a blessing. And so, truthfully, I got a nice 2-mile walk in. Had time to clear my head and think and prioritize. At the end of the day, it's just a truck. It is. It's just a truck. I had a chance, obviously I'm going to church. That puts me in a Christian worldview. You know that about me. I think most people probably that have a relationship with me know that about me, but I had a chance to, you don't need to really be paying that much attention, believe it or not, when you're walking down a 10-foot wide shoulder on the highway. So I was reading my Bible app, kind of just praying through my hike, and got to church. Everything was great. Awesome service. And let's close out. I want to just paraphrase a message that our church shared on leadership. I don't care what worldview you come from. I don't care what your faith background is or isn't. This is incredible. Don't let your abilities advance you in life to a place where your character can't keep you. How about that? Don't let your abilities take you where your character can't keep you.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a sermon too, where Paul Washer talks about us finding our joy in God's performance and not in our performance. And talks about how we can quickly, because of our circumstances, lose our joy. Whereas if our joy is foundationally set on Christ and what He has done,
right, we
won't lose that.
Yep, that's awesome. Send it over, man. I'll watch it and enjoy it. And I can tell you just from firsthand experience this weekend. And so you were serving this weekend up in an attic in California, in what was probably not a cold environment, and you found joy in doing that. I had probably one of my most valuable material possessions, if you think of it that way. Certainly the one I enjoy the most. Go south on me, but it did not, it didn't ruin my day. Your day wasn't ruined being in an attic. In fact, it framed what we find valuable. So that said, don't let your abilities take you where your character can't keep you. Find joy in serving others. Find joy in things beyond the perceivable and that which we can hold and possess, because that is the secret, isn't it? Okay, we should break. That's a good one to break on. Hey, we are better together. Thank you for joining us. And Alan, hope you have a great one. I'll talk to you soon, bud.
Yeah, you too, man.